Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome to this update video. The sun has just started to come out, which is nice. It's been raining here all morning, as it has been raining here for about a week now. I'm having a bit of a nightmare. I couldn't get on the HF net last night because my end-fed wire would not match on top band or 80 meters. I discovered this yesterday afternoon, so clearly got a problem. I gave it I gave everything a quick look over, and there didn't seem to be any obvious problems with it. But put my analyzer on it on the ATU on bypass, and the impedance, which I can't remember what the numbers were, but literally I couldn't get it anywhere near matching on either band. So clearly a problem. Now, we've had loads of rain in Oxfordshire past week or more or longer. I eventually thought, well, has the weatherproof box in inverted commas that houses my 9-to-1 Unan become waterlogged? And you can't really see it actually, but it's just beyond the patio. I took the lid off it, which has a rubber seal and dry as a bone. Not a problem. The BNC connector for the coax was sealed with self-amalgamating tape, as were the banana plug sockets for the actual radiating wire and the earth. I've got a short earth link to the rod in the ground and the radials, so that wasn't a problem. It was a bit annoying really, because that would have been an obvious issue, but it wasn't to be. So anyway, I unplugged everything and metered out the coax lead run into the shack. Continuity on the core, no ground, no shorts to the shielding, etc. I then thought, well, I wonder if there's a problem with the 949E, so I actually routed everything through my 948 ATU. Same problem, couldn't get it to match at all. So anyway, so I was still messing about with this, trying to figure it out. When the net started, and it's nice actually, because Roger and Jeff actually messaged me. I've subsequently discovered I haven't replied to them yet, but asking me where I'd got to, so I need to write back to them and tell them that I've got a problem with this antenna that I need to sort out. So I was actually thinking about this this morning, and when we had some strong winds here, not quite 2 weeks ago actually, but a bit less than that. But my antenna didn't actually blow over, but it kind of, like, how can I put this, tilted slightly, and I took it down, or lowered it, and I replaced a sort of plastic pole with a 5-meter telescopic aluminium pole, and to that I attached another 10-foot aluminium pole, and then I attached the fiberglass rod supporting the G5RV to it, and the fiberglass rod supporting the end-fed wire to it, and it was fine. But in doing that, whilst those poles were basically laid on the ground, the antenna is supported at the front of the house via another aluminium pole, to which is attached a fiberglass pole or rod, and while it was down, it did the radiating wire did get caught in between a couple of roof tiles, which I didn't really think anything of until the time came to re-erect everything, and I then had to get another pole to kind of free it. So now I'm wondering whether that has somehow damaged the actual radiating wire itself, because there's no issue with the grounding, there's no issue with the ATU or the coax feeding it. The 9-to-1 Unan is dry, the earthing system is all there, the radials are all attached. So basically it looks like I don't have 58 meters of wire. It looks like there's a break in the wire somewhere, is what it looks like. And so, you know, it's a real pain, because you know, the the HF nets are the sort of on a Wednesday and a Friday are sort of two of the sort of enjoyable things that we do at the club. I don't think I've missed one of these nets for well, I can't remember for how long. So that was a bit annoying, really, but to have to miss it, but I had no choice. And I was literally trying until the last minute, until it sort of started getting dark, really, trying to fix this problem. So it is a bit of a shame, but basically the whole antenna now is going to have to come down, and I'm going to have to, well, visually check the wire, buzz it through, and hope I can find a problem. But at the moment, I was just about to say I've got no HF antenna, but of course I have. I've got my G5RV, but the G5RV will match on top band, but it's right on the edge of the limit of the ATU, and if you use if you put more than about sort of 20 watts into it, it arcs on inside the ATU, or at least it did. Yeah, no, it did the last time I tried it. So obviously the G5RV is not designed to work on top band anyway. On 80 meters, obviously it works, but my end-fed wire, it's so much better on 80, 40 and 20 than the G5RV. So I could have joined on 80, but to be honest with you, I was so peed off by that point that I just sort of gave up. So so yeah, I need to get that antenna working again. But it's all part of the wonderful kaleidoscope of ham radio. Sooner or later, an antenna that you thought was working is going to fail. It wouldn't be the first time one of my antennas fell over or stopped working. So it's just all part of it. But yeah, it looks like it's all going to have to come down again, which is a bit of a pain, actually. If I got some help, got someone to give me a hand, it'll probably only take about a quarter of the time. But you can do all this on your own, but it just takes 4 times as long. So and of course it's wet, which makes it even more of a pain, really. But you know, there you go. So so that's one thing that I may get around to this weekend. We'll see. A bit of a pain, but there you go, these things happen. What else am I doing? So right now, actually, I'm doing a bit of 2 meter FT8. Conditions aren't particularly great, but they're not too bad either. I'm getting into France, or I did, getting into Southern Ireland, as far north as Leeds and down into Cornwall. I have worked one station, actually, he said, putting his glasses on. I worked Golf 4 Fox Bravo Kilo, and I can see 2 Echo 0 Fox Quebec Tango calling, but he can't hear me when I reply. So always nice, a nice relaxing thing to do on a Saturday morning, a bit of 2 meter FT8. Tomorrow is the DI net, and which I normally participate in, but GB3 DI, the repeater, has got a few issues. It's noisy. Some of us are having difficulty opening it when it should be easy, and a lot of us are having problems with having opened it sort of dropping out mid-over, etc. So that there does seem to be an issue, or potentially multiple issues with it. And Dave, DVK, is the guy that looks after it, maintains it, etc. He's obviously very knowledgeable, and he's had various elements of it in bits. I actually did a test with him a couple of days ago. He wanted just to make sure that the actual antenna was okay. So so we set up a call and on a simplex just to make sure that it was working, and so we did a test. I'm kind of one of the furthest away from it in the club, so he was interested to know what his signal was like. He was using a different transceiver but the same power, and I was copying him on simplex about S3. Now you can't really believe the signal strength meter on FM on the FT991. It's not calibrated and it's not particularly accurate. You know, you can read that radio reads signals, reports them as S1 when they sound like, you know, full sort of 5 S9. But he was S3, which means that he was basically fully quietening. and the repeater is also S3. So on Simplex, there's no difference in his signal strength with me here in West Oxfordshire, so he knows that the antenna is okay. I think he found some BNC T-pieces and connectors that I think were oxidized or full of crud or whatever, which needed cleaning, and I think he found a couple of other things. So no actual smoking gun, as you call it, but he's found a few things that might affect performance, so he was working on that. And I don't actually know if the repeater is up right now. It's been sort of up and down over the past few days while Dave's been working on it, and so I'm not sure if it's up or down right now. He usually sends a mail just to confirm. I haven't tried opening it this morning, but anyway, assuming it's up tomorrow, I'll try and get on the DI net. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. I can hear a whistling because someone is calling me on FT8, and that is Mike 3 Sierra X-ray Alpha. So there you go. He's a big signal, 0 dBs, signal to noise. Actually heard him whistling. There he goes again. So this should be pretty cut and dried QSL, I would have thought. Not sure where he is. There you go. +2, +11. So I've sent him reception report received and a 7.3. He should come back with a 7.3. I'm using 50 watts, by the way. There he is. There you go, done. Go back. Start calling CQ. So I wonder where he is. Mike 3 Sierra X-ray Kilo. So let's have a look on the map. I can't bother to go to QRZ. What I'm looking for. There's a bit of a lag here with PSK reporter. I apparently was heard 5 minutes ago. So where is he? I don't know if those of you that use PSK Reporter, but if you click it too often, you get a sort of snotty message saying your IP address has logged into the server too many times, and they kind of like ban you for a few minutes. So anyone? No, still not been heard for 5 minutes. If I can make that happen. So I've been doing this now this morning, got 35 reception reports, and it's very, very slow this morning. Now I was heard 6 minutes ago, so actually he's probably heard me, and we're fine. I bet he's not too far away. I think he's IO91. Let's try the logbook. Time M3. What is he? M3SXA. No. M3THN. Well, that was a while back. 7 minutes. So there you go. This is what happens with PSK Reporter. Sometimes, mind you, they've got 20 billion reception records and counting. Quite a few. Very, very slow this morning. Still 6 minutes ago. Anyway, so there you go. I'm calling CQ again, see what happens. So anyway, so yeah, so DI net tomorrow, and then today at 3:30 is the 2 meter net. I don't know what time the FA cut final kicks off, but I don't really want to miss that. So I'm just literally, I'm assuming it's 3 o'clock, but I haven't even looked. So when I was a kid, the FA Cup used to kick off at 3 o'clock, I'm sure. FA Cup, no, there you go, got that wrong. 17:15, there you go. Which means that there's time to do the 2-meter simplex net at 3:30 and watch the FA Cup. So there you go. So yeah, the 2-meter simplex net is actually turning out to be quite popular. There are, last week when I chaired it, I think there were 9 or 10 members. It's 1454125 is the frequency that we use. Oh, hang on, are we going to find out? So I was heard 2 minutes ago. Oh, there we go. IO91 Lima X-ray M3SXA. So that's him there. So where is he? So he's pretty close actually. There he is. So he's, well, that's sort of Buckingham way really, isn't it? Anyway, there you go. So yeah, 2-meter simplex net this afternoon. I've just remembered it's Tim's turn to chair it actually. He and I take turns in chairing it. I chaired it last week. And so it's his turn, but he's away actually house hunting. So he may text me and ask me if I can take over control of it this afternoon, which I will do, that's fine. But yeah, it's quite popular actually. Last week, there were, like I said, the sort of 9 or 10 people on it. So hopefully there'll be a few on it today, and quite handy that the FA Cup doesn't kick off till 5:15, which means that won't be a reason for people not to join. So it's all good. So that's it really. Yeah, bit annoying with my HF end-fed wire, but there you go. That's all part of ham radio. That's what happens. Stuff breaks and you've got to fix it. So that's certainly going to be a priority, but I'm definitely not going out there until it's dry. So it may be a few days before I actually get that sorted. I may just take everything down today or tomorrow, and then and then it's probably, it's going to take a few days, but there you go. That's all part of it, and yeah, hopefully I'll be back on air next time. We have an air, which will be, well, the next one's Wednesday for HF. So let's see. That's about it for now. I've been uploading a few videos, a few receiver comparison videos, mostly positive comments. I did have some pretty negative comments from one person who should remain unnamed, to the point actually where he was basically very rude, and I told him so. He came back and basically told me not to be so touchy, but I don't run this channel to be, basically abused by people because they're in a bad mood. So in the end, I've basically just blocked him from the channel, so he can't comment anymore, which is a real shame because I've known him for a couple of years, longer probably. Really out of character with that guy, but he was very, very rude as far as I'm concerned, and that isn't why I do this. If I wouldn't run this channel if all it was going to do was cause me grief. Now, fortunately, this doesn't happen very often, but I'm not here to be shot down and for people to be, basically rude, and that's it. So I blocked him, and I wish I didn't have to do that, but that's not why I'm here. I got enough stress and hassle in my life with work and family and everything else to get grief because I go to the bother of running what is a popular YouTube channel in support of our great hobby. So I just thought I'd make that comment. Luckily, he's like 1 in 4,000 or whatever it is, so it's not a problem. But be nice, people. Be constructive, and as 99.99% of you are. So I don't know whether he'll ever see this video or not. Maybe not with his current account, but hopefully the point is made. Anyway, have a great weekend. Keep safe. Fingers crossed the Indian variant of COVID doesn't wreck everything in the UK come June, whenever it is. But in the meantime, I wish you a pleasant weekend, good DX, and thanks for watching.